Must be fun in the process.
Well, it has been fun time to time.
And I know exactly what you meant.
Yes. It was a challenging situation when we started 2 years ago. We are doing three things at the same time. We are doing big reforms, which are targeting to the 2030 years, and after that, one of the biggest is social and healthcare reform. Then we made some budget cuts also, which to education also, but only a small part of the budget.
You faced opposition.
Yes, there was a huge debate in Finland because of that, but now we have done it, and actually we increased a little bit our education budget. And besides that...
So you surrender? Does that mean you surrendered?
The situation has changed a lot. We are growing again. Our growth at the beginning of the year was almost 3%. So there is a little bit more room in public economics also. And we are doing a lot to change our labor market and the basis of the business, so that now our business is growing and also employment is growing.
Congratulations on that.
Thank you.
Mr. Prime Minister, I know your country, Finland, together with many Nordic countries, are looking for options when it comes to economic development and cooperation worldwide.
Yeah.
That includes China. That's why you're here.
Yes.
You met with the Chinese President, Mr. Xi Jinping. What are some of the areas that you think that the two sides really have a potential to work on together?
Yeah. I would name two areas. First of all, this climate change. This is a challenge for all of us, and we can do a lot by technology, clean technology, renewable energy, and so on.
Having a prime minister developing wood gas in the backyard of his house would not hurt, right? So tell me about your personal anecdote about that technology.
At the personal level, I decided that my family will be carbon neutral. And a part of that project, I made a wood gas car, and my heating and electricity was based on wood gas.
Wait a minute. Everything sounds so easy when you just say, I just made a wood gas car and we just developed the technology. But I'm sure at the very beginning it was not like that. You have to think about ways in order to achieve it.
Well, I'm an engineer, so it's only a challenge, and it took about 1 year to build the wood gas car and heating to my house. But it was fun. It was hobby.
Were there questions from the family?
Well, some. There were some questions, but they were happy to be in the car also. I think that everyone can do a part of that, and we have a special program for every Finns in Finland that you can even sign an agreement that you will reduce your personal carbon dioxide at a personal level, and quite many companies has also signed the agreement. So this is one way in Finland to develop this area, and we have a target as a country to be a carbon neutral in 2045.
Right.
It's a very challenging target, but I'm sure we will solve the problems which are ahead of us.
Your contribution, of course, to the carbon-free world is terrific, but at the same time, you also realize, Mr. Prime Minister, the competition for clean energy when it comes to business opportunities, the competition for technology related to climate change, also very competitive all over the world. So how can you, in a way, come out and make sure others look at Finland and think about you as the country to go to about those technologies, about those business opportunities?
I see it very positively, the future in Finland in that respect. I remember the time when there was a resistance against all the changes and all the targets we set as a government. But nowadays there is a competition which is very good for technology development, and I'm sure that Finland will survive in this game also.
And how will be this vision eventually, do you think, Mr. Prime Minister, and some of the other ideas going on in the region, transform our economies, transform even the future concepts of the international community and probably international governance?
Yeah, I think that the free trade is number one, that we don't build any walls between the countries in concerning trades. And there has been some concerns about this after the change, president change in the States. And but I think that we should see this as a challenge together to increase trade between European Union and China at the same time when there will be some limitations to other trade. And of course these connections are very important also in trades, data connections and physical connections.
And you know, our President Xi Jinping, is also a sports fan.
Yes, yeah.
I'm sure a lot of sports conversation took place.
Yeah, we discussed a lot about winter sports. You will have a winter Olympic Games in 2022. Congratulations about
Thank
that.
You. We work hard for that.
Yes, and I know that you have challenging targets for the sportsmen also. For the Olympics, and I think that we can cooperate in technology side to build the stadiums and ice hockey rinks and so on, and also we can help to train in skiing, in ice hockey and so on, but also to increase the popularity of the winter sports during the people.
What is your favorite?
My favorite is skiing and ice hockey.
Ice hockey.
Ice hockey. Yeah.
Which position you play?
It
varied.
It varied. Well, nowadays it's more seeing and watching, but skiing I am still active also personally.
Another thing people look at, Mr. Prime Minister, is the Belt and Road Initiative.
Yes.
As you may know, it is an initiative, an idea, which China circled around, and many partners join in.
Yes.
They enlarge the idea, they enrich the idea as well. What about from Finland? Is there a role that Finland can play in the future of this? Is there some benefits Finland can also enjoy?
Yeah, there is a role. We actually discussed about the railway connection through Finland to Russia to China. We discussed also a data cable connection through the Arctic Sea through Finland to Europe and China. This is one target, and also air traffic is very important between China and Finland. It's Finland and Helsinki has been a kind of hub between Europe and Asia.